Hi everyone, welcome to our presentation. Today, we are going to present about one of the important cultivated crops in Malaysia, which is Hevea Brasiliensis, the rubber tree. In this presentation, each of us are going to elaborate the agronomic practices in rubber plantation. There are 4 topics that we are going to focus on, which is pruning, weed management, fertilizer application, and lastly, pest and disease control. Hi, I'm Fatin. I'm going to talk about pruning in rubber plantation. Pruning is an activity of cutting or trimming unnecessary branches for better and desired shapes, or also can be known as stem cutting. Rubber tree doesn't need branches on the stem below 3 meters of the height of the tree because within the height below is where the latex are being produced for harvesting. There are 2 types of pruning, which is the corrective pruning and routine pruning. For corrective pruning, it needs to be carried out in the early stage. Its mainly purpose is to obtain straight trunk for tapping and well-balanced tree with clear trunk. There are 3 types of branches need to be pruned out, which is V-shaped branches, side branches, and branches that develop without main branch. As for routine pruning, it must be carried out after the age of more than 7 months. Branches are allowed to grow only for purpose to retain 3 to 4 well-spaced branches in each hole. Pruning must be done after the rubber tree had its tertiary branches and should be pruned off below the lower part of it to control the height of the tree. There are 6 importance of pruning I have found. The first one is to get a straight clean stem for tapping. Secondly, for easy and smooth tapping process. Thirdly, is to gain a well-balanced canopy and shape of the rubber tree. Fourth, to increase the growing rate. Fifth, to allow the tree able to resist from wind damage due to its shape. Lastly, to improve yield. Here are some examples of the rubber tree pruning in corrective phase, which is during the image phase.
Hi, I'm Ridzuan. I'm going to talk over the weed management in rubber plantation. So, for your information, weeding is to control the process of limiting infestation of the weed so the crops can be grown profitably without competition. And weeding has 3 methods, namely hand weeding, chemical weeding, and grazing by livestock. Chemical weeding, also known as herbicides, and mostly used in rubber plantation. So here, I will show you 2 types of herbicides, which is glyphosate and paraquat. First is glyphosate. Glyphosate is systemic herbicide and use water-soluble to kill underground part of the weed. And second is paraquat. Paraquat is contact herbicide and also used in rubber plantation, but later were banned in Malaysia because contain the hazardous paraquat and calcium cyanide compound. Next is the importance of weeding. There are 4 importance of weeding. First, to reduce the competition for space, nutrient, and sunlight. And second, to eliminate habitat of pests and disease that can stunt the growth of the rubber tree. And third, to make sure the application of fertilizer is efficient. And lastly, to loosen the soil so that the rubber roots can easily grow within it. In rubber plantation, weeding also have a phase, which is the immature phase and mature phase. At the first year and second year, weeding on all cropland do at 4 until 6 times in a year, and in between cropland 6 times a year. And then in the 3rd and 5th year, 4 times a year in all cropland, and then 3 times a year between cropland. And next is for the mature phase, weeding on all cropland 1 until 2 times a year, and no weeding needed in between cropland. So, this is the types of weed plants that always have in rubber plantation. First is Stenaclena palustris, second is Micania macrantha, and third is Ischemum muticum.
Hi, I'm Muhammad Izaz Nazim bin Jahanipa. Now, I'm going to share about fertilizer application in rubber plantation. Fertilizer is an application of waste or chemical substance on the soil to increase its fertility and must be done after soil and analysis is carried out in rubber plantation. And then, the application of fertilizers must be avoided during drought or high rainfall period in order to minimize leaching and volatilization towards the rubber. Fertilizers also provide nutrients to the plants, helping them grow big and strong and produce more rubber in plantation. And we are moving to the next part, which is nutrient source. Firstly, we have natrium. Natrium is very important for plant growth and help to synthesize chlorophyll. Deficiency symptoms are pale green and overall yellow on leaf. Secondly, we have phosphorus. Phosphorus is important for root development. Deficiency symptoms are the back of the leaf turn brown from the tip of the leaf. Next, we have potassium. Potassium is very important for plant metabolism. Deficiency symptoms are development of marginal and tip chlorosis on leaf, yellow mottling of leaf, then followed by marginal necrosis. And the last one is magnesium. Magnesium is important for photosynthesis. Deficiency symptoms are development of chlorosis in the interveinal areas on exposed mature leaf. And as we can see here, the color of leaf turns from greens to yellow. This is the magnesium deficiency symptoms. We are moving to the next part, which is immature and mature phase. During the immature phase, CIRP will be applied into the planting hole during planting. After the transplanting in the 15-month age, fertilizer will be applied around the tree base, and the circle radius depends on the age of the rubber trees, which are also the length of the roots. In mature phase, fertilization application should be done when the leaves start to develop after dry seasons, and the nutrient absorption are very active, usually at the leaf development phase until the next 5 months. Now, we are reached to the last part of fertilizer application, which is importance of fertilizer. Here, we have 5 important, which is essential for healthy rubber plants. Second, prevention of nutrients of deficiency. Third, to encourage bark recovery after tapping. Fourth, increase latex production. And the last one, to recover and preventing rubber tree from disease.
Hi, I'm Nur Aisha and I will explain about pest and disease control in rubber plantation. Pest and disease may occur and attack on the rubber tree, whether on leaves, roots, or branches. If it's not handled carefully, they may cause severe damage to the rubber tree. There are several ways to prevent them from happening and ways to control them. Scale insects and mealybugs occur on rubber trees' leaflet petioles and tender, shoot portions and suck the sap. Severely affected area dry up and die. Ways to control it is the introduction of natural enemies like parasites and entomogenous fungi, or spraying some organophosphorus insecticides on the severe infestation. The second one is termite, or its scientific name, Coptothermus corvignatus. It is feed on the dead bark of trees and young plants, and then they build their covered passageways of soil on the tapping panel and collection cup. Ways to control it is to drain the soil with chlorpyrus 0.1% at the base of infected plants. The last one is slug and snail. It is feed on latex lacerating the tender leaves and buds. Growth of affected area bud is planted and site should develop giving bunchy appearance. Ways to control it is to put 2.5% metaldehyde bait pellets within the infested plants at the base. In plant disease, crop losses in rubber plantation are substantial than pest harming. A routinely plant protection management is a must to ensure a healthy growth, development, and economic production of rubber. There are three major diseases in rubber plantations, which are root disease, leaf disease, and trunk disease. One of the root disease is brown root disease or Phalaenus noxious. The symptoms of it is rubber tree growth retard or brownish mycelium spotted on the root surface. The affected roots may have thick incrustation of soil, sand, and fungal hyphae cemented on the root, and brown lines appear on the affected roots. Ways to control it is to remove the infected stumps and land clearing. Second is planting the establishment of leguminous cover crop. Third one is maintain field sanitation. Furthermore, we can use color protecting agents such as dried mold. The last one is to dig at isolated trenches for treatment with fungicide. One of the leaf disease is bird's eye spot. It is a pair of small necrotic spot with dark or brown margins and pale center. Severe infection may lead to premature defoliation and dieback. Ways to control it is to spray with Tamaron, Dipteryx or Mancozeb, or provide shading to the nursery plant to reduce disease incidence. The last one is trunk disease, which is patch or bark cancer. The bark becomes swelling or bursts with amber-colored liquid ooze out. It is affecting the tapping panel or anywhere on the stem. Ways to control it is to scrape the affected area to remove all the rotting bark and the coagulated latex sap, or wash the wound well with Mancozeb. That is our presentation all about, and I hope you gain something from it. Thank you for watching.